Say, future online business coach. I'm glad that you're here looking how to build your online coaching business. When you listen to a lot of the gurus out there, they make it sound like being an online business coach is a pretty hands-off business model. Like you're not really gonna have to do a lot of client interface, you're not really gonna have to do a lot of sales calls. You can kind of just set it all up online, get your program built, and then just run ads. So we also know that business coaches talk a lot of bleep, and what the bleep do I think about this? Let's go find out. I'm Amy Walker, and I have helped hundreds of entrepreneurs and small businesses be able to grow their business. A lot of my clients are coaches. And I'm gonna be honest, I think this idea that it's a hands-off model to be an online business coach is a bunch of bleep. The reality is, no matter what you're doing for coaching, these days you're gonna have an element of online coaching. There's so many different business models for your online coaching business. And while you can build your business in a way that it can be fairly hands-off once it's built, during the building process, you better believe that you're gonna be very involved and you're gonna be very hands-on. So what I want to do in this video today is show you the reality so that you can get excited for it.
Reality?
I'm not showing you the reality of what it takes so that you can be overwhelmed by it or think, oh gosh, that sounds hard. I want you to be excited about the possibility. There are coaches that are doing 7 figures in sales every single year. There are coaches that are earning, deep into the couple $100,000 in profits every single year. And the best part about the coaching model is you get to do what you love and earn money while you're doing what you love. You might love it so much that you probably want to do it for free, or you find yourself talking about this over and over and over again anyway. So you might as well turn it into a business, be able to have a little bit more control and freedom in your life, and build something really awesome that helps a lot of people along the way. I have 2 goals in this video. First, I want to help you set realistic expectations of what it's going to be like to grow your online coaching business. And that way you're setting yourself up for success. Second, I want to go through actually what are the things that you need to have in place as you're starting your coaching business. And I'm going to actually give you my favorite tool to help your marketing be so much simpler to organize. You're gonna love it. But you gotta watch until the end. It's like your reward for sitting through class. All right, so let's set the context of what to expect. There are a lot of different ways that you can be an online business coach. You can just sell programs, products, and tools, like fully automated, so you're not actually doing client interface. You could actually be somebody who does a lot of client interface, and that's most of what you do, but you acquire the clients online and then you meet with them through Zoom. You could even be an old school, like I actually fly into the client's office and I work with them in-house, but you're not there 365 days a year, so you do a lot of online Zoom type stuff in between, and you're acquiring your clients online. So I feel like the term online business coach is so broad. What you really need to figure out is, what are you trying to build? Are you trying to build a business model that gives you a lot of freedom and flexibility? If so, product sales is probably going to be a really good way to go. Do you love actually working with your clients, but you just don't want to be tied to a geographical area? If so, doing Zoom meetings is going to be a great way to go. So it's really up to you to figure out what it is that you want to build, and then, figure out the strategy that's going to take you there. There is no one magical strategy. And so and this is one of my pet peeves about the industry, is people that are coaches, they're trying to sell programs, and the way that people buy is simplicity. And so they try to say, hey, follow this one simple formula and it's going to build everything that you need to build in your business. And it's just so oversimplified, it's not actually true. So there is no one magic formula that's going to accomplish everything that you need to accomplish in business. It doesn't mean that those programs are not valuable though. Like you could get that one simple solution and it will help you with one simple part of your business. Just know that there's no magic answer when it comes to building your coaching business. You just have to build it from the ground up. Okay, the other disclaimer here, I want to get rid of the concept that online coaching is not a lot of work. It's work. It's definitely work. You're going to be working on your marketing. You're going to be working on your systems. You're going to be working on sales. You're going to be working with clients. You're gonna be working on creating and developing programs. All of it is work.
It could work.
So it's not about entering an industry that's gonna be less work than something you've already done. What you should be looking at is, do you find the work more rewarding than what you've done in the past? And do you actually love the work enough to be willing to do it? Sometimes I look at people and I'm like, I don't even know why you're doing this coaching business, because like 75% of what you need to do to run your business, you actually don't like. You only like a very small percentage, and you resent the fact that you have to do all this other stuff to run your business. If you truly just want to coach, you should go get a job working inside of a company that's trying to hire somebody to coach all their people, and just get like one contract and be happy with it, because then you don't have to market and sell. So it's okay if that's what you want. It's absolutely okay. But if you want to build an online coaching business, you have to like all of the work, not just a little sliver of it. So why do we do it? Why are we willing to put so much in? Because it's so rewarding, and because it gives us more control over building the life that we want. When I started my business, I remember I was not driven by money. Was not the primary motivator. It was a motivator, but it was not the primary motivator. And if I'm being honest, impact and influence wasn't either, because I already had a job where I had great impact and influence. In fact, I was speaking in front of more people, and I had more influence in some ways that at that job than I did when I started my business. It was almost like a step back in influence. But the number one thing that I wanted was, I wanted time freedom and I wanted family togetherness. That was my motivating factor, because working for another company, I was on their schedule, and their events were really long, and they had a lot of events. And I was, having days where here I am with like little, babies, and I'm like at the back room of some, 3-day event, just trying to find somewhere to pump. And it was a lot of sacrifice. I was missing a lot of time. So I wanted family togetherness time. That was the thing that motivated me. And then secondary was, I wanted to be able to replace my income. That was my goal. Turns out far exceeded it, which was awesome. And then third was, I wanted to be able to continue working in a way that influenced people. So I don't know what your order is, but I do know that most coaches want those same 3 things. And that's a place where you can have it that maybe in some other jobs you don't have the ability to have all 3 at once. You might have 1, you might have 2, but getting all 3, that usually happens within building your own business. So what do you need to do when you're building your online coaching practice? I recommend that the first thing you do is you look at your personal skill set. I see a lot of people jump into coaching, and they kind of jump in to be this like ambiguous coach instead of looking at their specific skill set. I'll give you an example. I have a client a past client who's a brilliant branding expert for small businesses. His business is called Right Think, and he branded Jelly Belly, he branded Adidas. I mean, he's done like some really big projects. And when he jumped into coaching, he was like trying to be this, cookie cutter coach, like life coach, working on mindset. And it wasn't really taking off because he was too similar to everyone else. And so when we started working together, I was like, okay, I need to understand like your background, your history. And he starts telling me about all these things he's done, and how he loves being creative, and he loves helping people be able to share their message. And I was like, so why are you not coaching small business owners on their brand and what you already know how to do? And like, it hadn't even occurred to him. He just knew that he wanted those 3 things. He wanted to be able to make an impact, he wanted freedom, he wanted to be able to make more money. And so he was jumping into coaching. And he was like leaving behind all of his prior work experience. When we brought that into the mix, he did 6 figures that first full year of us coaching together. I love experiences like that, where you look at, what am I already an expert in? I don't like the whole idea of my mess is my message, because what it implies is that you can be a hot mess in an area and still be coaching people in that same area. No. Figure your mess out, clean it up, create a system of organization, and then coach people how you got out of your mess. But while you're in your mess, you don't really have the integrity to be coaching on something that you don't have figured out. I don't coach from theory. If I don't know how to do something, I'm just gonna be honest and be like, yeah, I don't really focus on that area. And I coach in the things that I'm great at. So what are you great at? What can you help other people do? When I first started my business, I made a list of all the things that I knew how to do that I thought someone might possibly pay me for. And then I looked at it and I was like, okay, these ones are totally random. They don't fit at all. These ones probably need to go, but these ones, I could group these together. That could turn into something. So what do you already know how to do? Second question after you've looked at you is let's look at your customers. Now I'm going to take this process all the way down to like, how do you actually build a sales system? So make sure you stick with me till the end. But customers come next. Your skill set, customers. What do they need? What do they want? Who are they? Where do they hang out? What messages do they need to hear from you in order to like have their ears perk up and say, oh, I should take notice to this? What are their problems? What are their hopes and dreams? You really, really, really need to know your customer. And do not tell me, oh, I've already done that. I literally go back through and look at my customer every single year, if not every single new marketing campaign. Like frequently, I am in there on a regular basis looking to see, has anything changed with my customer? This is not a I did that once activity. This is an ongoing, consistently learning. How has your customer evolved? How have they changed? What is urgent for them right now? What's urgent and relevant today? Like you need to know your customer. I cannot say this enough. And should we ever work together down the road, please don't even try to tell me like, oh yeah, I did that once. Do it again and again and again and again, because your customer is evolving and you're evolving. So your message needs to be evolving. You don't want a stagnant message because it's going to get lost in the noise and it's going to get lost in the crowd. Next, you're going to look at what are the outcomes of your programs and how are you going to structure your programs. Coaches tend to want to go over deliverables lists. These are the things I'm going to give you, but that's not what the client wants to buy. The client wants to buy outcomes. What are you going to create for them? How are you going to help them? How are you going to change their life? If you'll focus on the outcomes and then let the deliverables support the outcomes, you're going to have a much more your program is just going to be much more structured for how a customer wants to buy. Now, I'm not saying that it should be a void of all details. Like you want to have some details in there, but if that's the focus, then your client's going to look at it and they're going to be like, that's so much work. I don't know if I have time for it. I feel too busy. It feels overwhelming. That's what they think when they see your list of you get this many hours and this many modules and this many this. They want to know, how are you going to change my life? And then after they're convinced you can change their life, they want to know, and how are you going to do it? Pretty simple. All right, the last two are my absolute favorites. It's creating a marketing plan and creating your sales system. I don't have time to do these justice in these videos because really you can't even do one justice in one whole video. That's why I have full playlists. I have a playlist dedicated to marketing and I have a playlist dedicated to sales.
Oh, I see.
But here's what I am going to tell you. Your marketing plan needs to be planned 12 months in advance. You also need to have 5 to 7 different strategies that you're using in order to bring leads into your business. And you want to have a balance between things that are free and then maybe a couple things that are paid. You also want to have a balance between what I call slow builds or power builds and quick conversions. A power build is something that like you're going to start working on it now and it's going to build over time and it will get more and more powerful as time goes on. YouTube is a power build. Quick conversions are things that like you're going to be able to get a lead and you're going to close them within a quarter. So I would recommend that as you're, launching your online business, that you're focusing more on free quick conversion strategies so that you will have some money to spend on the paid stuff. But you do want to have maybe one power build that you're going to spend time now investing in something that's going to be amazing down the road. With your sales system, oh my gosh, I love a good sales system. Here's what a sales system is going to look like, and this is going to be a quickie version, but you're going to want to have your personal sales skills. Then you're going to want to look at the customer journey. How does the customer move through from a brand new lead into a converted lead? Then next thing you're going to look at is your standard operating procedures. How do you move them from one to the other? And finally, you build some automation and you build a good old system around it and it looks amazing. You might not be as excited about sales systems as I am, but that's okay, I've got you covered. So if you are looking for help in your sales and marketing and don't really know where to begin, go ahead and fill out our Sales and Marketing GPS. The link is below, and we will assess where you're at, and then we'll write an improvement plan for you and even answer your questions about it to make sure that you really do know what to do in order to build that out. All right, now you know how to be an online business coach. The next video that you're gonna wanna watch is how to create consistent 10K months. This is such an important part. That's like the benchmark you wanna get to. I'm Amy Walker. Thanks for watching BLEEP Business Coaches Say. I can't wait to see you back again.